I'm attorney Jennifer Bennett, and I've been helping Indian spouses get married, stay married, come to the U.S. since 2007. Now, just so you know, some of these marriages do get flagged by immigration for being fraudulent marriages. I'm just going to say it so we know right up front. Typically, it's cases in which there's a difference in religion or a difference in educational background. These types of cases are quick to be flagged by immigration. For example, if you only finished high school and you're working at a gas station in America, but you're sponsoring a doctor to come to America, that looks a little suspicious. Or for example, if your spouse is Caucasian and American and they have filed for bankruptcy and have 3 kids to support, but they're sponsoring you and you're coming to the U.S. as an engineer, again, that looks questionable. Now, I'm not saying that your love is not real, but just so you know, immigration is going to be digging to see what's up. Here's what my office does, very different than other offices. Some offices are going to accept whatever documents you bring them, and if your case is this big, they'll send it to immigration. They don't care what happens. If you get a request for more evidence or your case is delayed, they don't care because they're going to charge you more money when that happens. But in my office, we do things different. I want your case to look real and strong from the beginning. So I'm going to ask you for all the documents. We're going to send a case like this to immigration because I want to improve your chances of winning. And guess what? I'm not going to charge you more because our pricing is straightforward and transparent. Our prices are always flat rate, so that's going to include the whole process, even if immigration wants more documents. So the way it works in my office, you're going to be assigned to one of my amazing paralegals, and in the first appointment in which you begin work on your case with the paralegal, my paralegal is going to ask you for so many documents. And you're going to be wondering, why do I have to provide all of these documents? Here's the reason why. Because immigration officers see hundreds of fraudulent cases a week, even a day, and I want them to pick up your file and think that it's a real marriage the very first time they touch the case. If we don't do that at the beginning of the case, we're going to just have to work so much harder later in the case, and I don't want that for you. Not only that, not just the effort, but it's also going to add a lot more time and delay to your case. Somewhere between 6 to 8 months, if not more. So I know you're from India and you're thinking there are some unique cultural things that have happened here. How will I present that to immigration? So of course, one common situation is, what if we had an arranged marriage? Arranged marriages are still very common. And what immigration is looking for is not how long you knew one another or were engaged for before marriage, but they're looking to see that it's a real marriage. So we're still going to work with you to present a strong case. We'll present copies of the wedding photos, contracts for vendors for the wedding, the food, the photographer. We're going to submit lots of affidavits and statements. We're going to submit lots of statements from your friends and family, lots of photographs, lots of proofs of your conversation as soon as you got married while you're getting to know one another. And of course, the most important thing is going to be showing that you live together if you're here in the States already. Now, it's an arranged marriage. You've just met your spouse, so you might not be all lovey-dovey. Your text messages might not be full of heart emojis. That's okay. We're used to working with couples like you, and we can still document that it's a real marriage to immigration. Another question I often receive is, what if my spouse does not speak English? That's okay. We always present a case to immigration through a cultural lens. So as long as you and your spouse speak a language in common, we can show immigration that. Maybe you both speak Telugu or Gujarati or Hindi. Maybe you speak one of these languages together, and your communications are not in English. That's okay. We can still present that it's a real relationship to immigration. Another question, what if there's a big age gap? So, for example, what if you're 55 years old, but your wife you've just married is only 24? Is that big age gap going to cause a problem with immigration? I'm not going to lie to you. It's definitely a red flag, and it's going to raise extra scrutiny. For example, let's say it was an arranged marriage, and a matchmaker helped to make this arrangement. We could even get a statement from the matchmaker for your case. And all of these things are going to help us prove to immigration that it is a real marriage and not a fake marriage. Personally, I think it's always worth it to do a marriage-based green card. A marriage-based green card leads to the ability for you and your spouse to live together here in America, as well as for your spouse to work, to travel, and to do the things necessary to have a good, happy life with you. If you're ready to apply for a marriage-based green card and your spouse is from India, don't delay. Give us a call today. I'm attorney Jennifer Bennett, and I'm helping immigrants one visa at a time.